Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League Sheru Classic Mexico Grand Battle Pro Bikini results. A beautiful show with some stunning athletes. It's so exciting seeing new names added to that Olympia qualified list. And of course, talking about Olympia, I myself am going. I'm competing in the amateur show and vlogging the whole prep. So I've got my 7 weeks out video coming your way, so stay tuned for that. And there was one more contest this weekend, the Europa Pro Championship. So that recap is coming your way next. Stay tuned. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, last year's top 3 are automatically qualified, and then the winner of each contest during the qualification period gets to go. And the qualification period ends on October 9th, so it is coming fast. So here's a look at the scorecard and the top 5. In first place, Reina; second, Jessica; third, Roxana; fourth, Bruna; and fifth, Jasmine. So here's Jasmine in 5th place. Man, the first thing I noticed was her glute. What an amazing shape. So curvy, so full, so beautifully round. Great posing to really pop the hip and show off that shape. She's got some nice detail right here in the hip, some good oblique and ab definition, gorgeous full round delts. I think the suit color is really nice. It's striking against her skin and her dark hair. Pretty makeup. Like overall, she looks really lovely. I do think she could have a little bit tighter conditioning just to come in a bit leaner, a little bit more lines in the legs, a little more definition in the arms. But overall, absolutely stunning, and I'm just loving that glute shape. Next, in 4th place, Bruna. So here we have a little bit of a leaner, more conditioned look, and I love it. Really good definition in the abs, a little bit more detail coming through, outlining the delts, some nice surrounding. You can really see the bicep muscle clearly, a nice groove in the hip. She also has a good shape to her glute, but I think she could have a little bit more size just overall. If the glute could kind of start a little higher, come out a little further, just a bit more mass. But she's got some nice curves to her quad sweep. Good posing. I do think she could bring this hand a little higher. I think that would help to draw your eye up and notice her upper body a little bit more. But otherwise, beautiful styling with the dark hair and the nice bold lip with the gorgeous deep red suit. Just very beautiful overall. She looks gorgeous. Next in 3rd place is Roxana. Okay, so she's kind of a combo of exactly what I was mentioning with the other two. She's got great size, particularly in the glute, and she has really good conditioning. So you've got nice detail in the hip, really good lines in her abs and her obliques, some good definition coming through in her quads. Her arms have some beautiful shapes, very easy to see. So I think her detail, her conditioning looks really good. And then size is lovely, really nice width to her glute, and good amount of size in her legs as well. She looks very muscular, great curves. The posing, I wish she was just a little bit more twisted in the front so that the arm was not as close to the glute. If she could pull her shoulder a little bit further back, I think that would really give you an amazing view of her hourglass and just make sure that there's nothing obstructing your view of her incredible glute. I think she carries the pink suit well. She's got nice dark skin, the blonde hair. It's very pretty. I would love to see her in like a deep, rich blue, just to see the striking quality against her coloring. But the pink is okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. But I think overall she looks really stunning. I do notice that her legs appear a little bit darker than her upper body in terms of the tan, so maybe just a little bit more uniformity in her coloring. But that could be a function more of the lighting and just the way the photo is picking it up more than anything else. But overall, I think she looks absolutely beautiful. Great size, great conditioning, gorgeous. Next is Jessica in 2nd place. Beautiful. She also has a really great shape to her glute, really nice curve. I love that her glute comes up before it comes around. That's really impressive. A spectacular shape, really nice hamstrings. You can see it clearly on her back leg as well. She's got some good definition coming through on that back quad. She always seems to have that very consistently. Really nice lines. She's got a good hourglass shape. I think her delt is a nice balance to the glute. I do find that from a conditioning standpoint, somehow to me she looked tighter and her waistline looked a little smaller at the Girl Power show. And I also have to say I prefer the blue suit. I just find it more striking with her coloring, although the green is still quite lovely. Overall, I think she's got a really fabulous shape. You really notice that hourglass, but just a tiny bit more leanness, a little bit more detail coming into the legs, like what we saw at Girl Power, to me would have been even better. But clearly she's doing okay. Second place, that's pretty darn fabulous, and I think she looks beautiful. And now in first place is Reina. And the first thing I noticed on her was the size in her legs and her glutes. She's very muscular, a lot of muscle mass in the quads, really nice sweep, beautiful curve and fullness to the glute, and an extremely tiny waist. I think she has the smallest waist of the whole lineup, and that really does allow you to see how wide her upper body is and how large her glutes are in comparison to that tiny waist. I think posing, she could be more exaggerated. She could have a little less weight on the foot, more up on the toe, bring the leg out a little more, even twist the upper body a bit more just to really exaggerate that S curve. To me, it's a very upright, straight shape, particularly with how sideways her foot is. However, the sideways foot does give you a really good look at the profile shot of her glute, which is amazing. And I'm loving this line coming down the hamstring. So overall, she's got a great look. The suit is very pretty. It looks nice with her hair color, and just overall, fabulous shape. So there was no lineup photo, so I did just kind of mash everybody up side by side, and I think you'll notice just how tiny Reina's waistline is. Extremely small, very impressive. I noticed the shape of Jasmine's glutes. I think you definitely just see that very large size as well as the beautiful curve. I also noticed the nice size on Roxana's glute, though I do think she could have a little bit more height here on the top part of her glute. I think you can see how Jessica also has a really great curve, really nice line right here outlining the bottom part of her glute. And Bruna has beautiful conditioning but could certainly have a bit more size and mass just in her glute in general. Reina, again, that tiny waist really stands out. Beautiful coloring, gorgeous. Everyone looks amazing. And then from behind, what strikes me with Reina is how condensed and petite and really nicely proportioned her figure is. She's not overly wide in the glutes. They're very well lined up with the delt. So you get that really good look at the tiny waist, just into a really nice shape overall in her back. Jessica definitely has more width and size in her glutes than Reina, and she does have really nice delts to balance those out as well, but nobody is showing as tiny of a waist as Reina is. Roxana, I think, has some really good curves. Maybe not quite as much of a lengthening down into the glute ham tie-in as we're seeing on Jessica or Reina. I think Jasmine could have had a little bit more definition into the back of her legs, so she has some fabulous width to her glutes. And Bruna, I think, has some really good tie-ins. They're nice and sharp. You're cutting a really sharp line in her adductors. Maybe a little less hair if she could trim it into more of that V shape or just reduce some of the length just so we see her waistline a little bit better. I think Reina really did a good job with the hairs. It shows off the delts, shows off her small, tiny waist, just enough of her back showing to really give you that hourglass shape and perfectly outlined glutes. Absolutely gorgeous. And in terms of Olympia, there she is, added to the list of qualified athletes. So there's another big show coming up this weekend, and I should be able to backtrack a little and catch up on the 2 recaps of the master shows that I missed. So make sure you subscribe. I'll be back with recaps of those shows as soon as I can, as well as my prep vlog. Give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.